Hello, family. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Someone asked me, what are some of the challenges being married to a Nigerian man? Well, I can tell you that me and my husband, we grew up totally different specters of the world. For one, I grew up in the United States. I grew up in the 70s, 80s, and the 90s. I was raised in foster care, so I didn't have my biological mother or father. I didn't have my grandparents or any aunts or uncles. So I grew up going to house, being placed in an orphanage as a child, as a baby, and then put in foster care, then to a group home. So I grew up very independently. I had to be independent my whole entire life, and I was on my own by the age of 15. I had a job, I had my own place, and I was going to school, and I even had a car. And I put myself through college with scholarships, and that's my life. My husband, he grew up with his mother, his father, his brothers, close knit family. He had, that close knitness of having a family, with going to first school and secondary school and on up. So as far as that, I'm saying the support was family. So knowing that when I married my husband, I think the biggest challenge is that I'm so independent, and he's like the leader. He is a provider. So he wants to make sure that everything is taken care of for me. Like, he opens up the car door for me. He's always making sure that when he goes out, he's covering the bills, the payment. He's talking for me. He just takes the lead on everything, and I'm not used to that because, like I said, I've been independent my whole life. And even when I got married and later on got divorced in my 20s, I was independent. I went back to school, got another degree, had my own house, had my own life, my own accounts. So I was able to sustain, even with a great career that I had, and education. And he's a hard worker. So I think the challenges we have is my independence, and he wants to do everything for me. That's the very first thing. The second thing would be languages. He may say something, and I look at him like side eye, and I don't get it, so I question it, and he gets a little upset when I question it, because the way he says it is like it's final. But if I don't understand what you're saying, it can't be a final. I need to understand what you're saying. A lot of times is that I remember when he kept saying to me, I'm coming, but he would walk out the door. And I couldn't understand what that meant. Like, I'm coming, but you're leaving. So that means like you're going and then you're coming back. Okay, I got you that. Another one, he says, are you okay? Are you okay? Like, insinuating like something's wrong with me. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Or he'll say, are you mad? Oh, or sometimes you animal, or are you normal? Stuff like this. And I'm thinking, like, what in the world are you saying? Are you normal? Are you an animal? All these different things that he says. And we used to get into, not an argument, but I would shut down and not say anything to him, because I'm thinking, like, you don't make sense. So if it doesn't make sense to me, I can't talk to someone that doesn't make sense. So that's the two, is languages. The third one would mean is that, for me, if I want something done, I usually say, like, hey, make sure the trash is taken out, make sure all these things is taken out. And I expect those things to be done. And he's looking at me like, when I come back and I don't see it done, he's looking at me like, well, I don't like how you said it to me. And I'm like, what? I'm just telling you the trash needs to be out, and other this and that. But it's just in perception is how I said it. So I think it's just because it's his, raised, that his dad, kind of led everything. His mom just kind of stayed in the background, and she has her own market. She has her own thing. Their dad is like, when he says something, it just goes. So with him, we had to come to an understanding that, let's communicate, let's talk, because for one, I'm much older than you, and I can't feel like I'm like a child. So we need to come together as an adult and have this conversation. The last thing would be is that when I don't like something, I won't eat it. And he's like, it doesn't make sense to me if I just want eggs and I don't want the yam. Why do I have to get yam and eggs? Why can't I get eggs and greens? Why can't get eggs and fish? Why come I can't get eggs and something else? Or just eggs by itself? But he explains to me that it has to come with the yam or I can't get it. Or if I get rice, it has to come with something else. If it has to come with some kind of simo, amala, or yams, it has to come with that. And to me, it doesn't make sense why I would have to still have that if I don't want it. And he says that's what it comes with. That's how it is, and that's just how it is and when you buy something as far as food. So that's some of the challenges that it doesn't make sense to me why you still have to do it, and they still expect you to do it. Some more challenges is, like I said, is if you're having a conversation, I don't understand why does it have to keep being prolonged? Like, why are we still talking about it over and over and over and over, and we're not getting nowhere? It's like, say what you need to say. I say what I need to say. We're going to either agree or we're going to agree to disagree. I think that's the best way of doing things in my culture. Now, one of the things that I can say is that we don't have a whole lot of challenges, since we live together. Now, when we were on the phone and getting to know each other, and I was in the States and he's here in Nigeria, we would have a lot of challenges because he couldn't understand, like, I was 9 hours behind him. And so, like, if I said to him, I'm going out with some girls and I'll be out till tomorrow, I'll call you when I get back. To him, it may seem like I'm out doing something and being with somebody else, but it's not that case. So you have to be clear when you're having a conversation, and when you have cultural difference, you have to be able to explain it. And that's one of the things that me and my husband has now, since we've been living together for almost a year. If he doesn't understand something, I explain it to him so he understands. If he says something to me and I don't understand it, he has to explain it to me so I understand it. So there's no conflict of interest. So that's the challenges we have. And other than that, it's just a case-by-case basis. Everybody has different challenges, but that was ours. And if you have any other questions, please let me know, and I will answer them the best as I can. Thank you.